But in the meantime, it's the re-sign phase, baby. It is the re-sign phase. So, safe to say, Mikko Koskinen's going to be let go. Right? And again, I do love this. I noticed this on Sin Stream earlier, of course, that he picked it up. But the two ways being in different texts is nice. Anton Bibeau is going to be cut. Holden obviously won't have to be signed anytime soon. We have 3 decent goalie prospects. I mean, obviously, Schlemko and Negrin are super low overall. On the goal or defensive front, I should say, I mean, Merrill... We're going to need to bring in free agents. We're going to cut John Merrill. We're going to let go of Jeremy Lozon because EA disrespected him. Gustav Olofsson can go as well. I'm so tempted to just sign Kasparaitis and play him at the NHL level immediately. Top pair immediately. And from there, Puljujärvi and Yamamoto, of course. Thanks you to Edmonton for being dumb. I mean, a 3-year deal for Puljujärvi is not that bad. And I do believe, of course, the 85% trick still works. The general rule of thumb will go to about $4 million for 3 years for Puljujärvi. And Yamamoto, we can also kind of chip in at 4 years. It might be a little bit of an overpayment now, but I am willing to do it at $4.6 million because we have the money. I mean, we have almost $28 million in cap space to pay Yamamoto for what he could be. Morgan Geekie. I can see if he's willing to accept that. I doubt he's willing to take the pay cut, but we can try. Cole Lind as well. Qualifying offer there. He will definitely not be willing to accept anything other than a 1-year deal. We're shining Shane Wright. We are signing Shane Wright for obvious reasons. Joe Blandisi, Danick Martel, Kevin Roy can all go. Carson Twarynski, I'll keep for a season, I guess. Alex True, for the hell of it, I'll keep you. To not completely kill our morale. Excuse me. But yeah, to not completely kill our morale by letting go of everybody. And then from there, it's 1,000 people. So, Puljujärvi rejected. Yamamoto rejected. Interesting. So we had a couple of guys reject, more than I thought we would. I still kind of forgot that we ended up with Stuart Skinner, as funny as that is. So it's mainly just down to the forwards then. So Puljujärvi, Yamamoto, Morgan Geekie will qualify all 3. Geeky. Let's just give him the 1-year deal. He's looking for... Honestly, with Yamamoto, it's tough. He wants, he only wants a 1-year deal. Shout out to Terry O, looking for a group. Way to go, Terry. You keep playing NHL 21. Twitch.tv/TerryO, everybody. Puljujärvi as well. I'm willing to overpay Puljujärvi and Yamamoto. I'm going to bank on them improving. Yamamoto's still rejected. Interesting. Puljujärvi's like, fuck yeah, $5 million a year, I'll take it. Yamamoto is playing hard to get here. He is. I'm willing to pay him and Puljujärvi both, though. Yeah, there we go. Again, we had some freed up money from some of the guys that we let go. Trying to figure out how the potential works. Can you break down the lowest to highest? All right, so medium to high is just, medium, low, and high is a modifier. Low, obviously, being the worst. It's the least accurate. Obviously, medium elite is your best potential, though. So you could debate, is a high top 6 better than low elite? Potentially. Pun not intended. But, yeah. Is it confusing? Potentially. That's what I always say. We are good there, though. Obviously, the staff, we're going to need to rework quite a bit. I need to rework quite a bit here. All right, this will be the big thing. Despite the fact that this scouting department knocked it out of the park, Tiltom, hello. Yeah, we're going to have to completely... I'd rather have a high top 6 than a low league because it's guaranteed. Different ways to look at it. All right, let's see. Morgan Riley, Matthew Tkachuk. All right, we got some people out there. So goalie-wise, Tuukka Rask, Marc-Andre Fleury are the top dudes out there. Darcy Kemper's also there. In terms of prospects... Gotcha, that helps. All right, cool. Any other questions, ask away. I'll do what I can. I mean, some things are still perhaps slightly confusing. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Some Markkanen's out there. Michael DiPietro's out there. Okay. So, if we look at the goaltending, we moved on from Drieger, if I'm not mistaken. No, we didn't. We actually held on to him. So, I mean, in goal, we're okay. I mean, there's no denying that, like, Michael DiPietro would be nice, but like, we're still, honestly, pretty damn well set in goal. And it's not really worth committing too much money. DiPietro would be a decent amount of money to pay a third-string guy, and he wouldn't be playing enough to make it worth it. Can you change what zone ability a player has? No. Definitely worth going after Ian Scott, because EA has him overrated at this point. And of course, you got Markkanen and Lindbaum, who has a decent potential still somewhat. Is Mikey an RFA? He's not. Well, I sent a deal to Michael DiPietro then. We'll leave it at that for now. Defensively. So Morgan Riley is the top dog out there. There's also Klingberg, Ekholm, Mark Giordano could be brought back. In terms of potentials, Eric Brandstrom. He's an RFA. He already wants an absurd amount of money. Wow. That was your first season. We missed the playoffs barely. We did sell a little bit to influence that. And then we moved up from the 11th best lottery odds to the 2nd best, so it worked out pretty well. Ah, Noah Delamont. I remember when it looked like you were going to be really good. Didn't happen that way. Okay. So Morgan Riley I like, but I don't like for 10 million bucks, you know? I think Scott's properly rated. Absolutely not. Dude, the guy's played one game in the past like a year and a half.
Oh, good for you!
Cubs fan. Thank you for the follow as well. Man, I think, again, best thing to do right now is to aim for potential because it's going to be slightly cheaper. As long as Mahora is not an RFA, which he is. Lucas Johansson, I imagine he's an RFA as well. Lib with the follow. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Again, welcome to the home of franchise mode and editing rosters to get roster sharing ready to go. All right, so we got the RFAs that we can make a play for. And essentially, the way to make a play for them is to make sure that, I mean, number one, we're short on draft picks. But basically, offer Josh Mahora the max we possibly can. I don't remember what that is. And it's 135. So basically, we'll offer Josh Mahora that. If he accepts, awesome. If he doesn't, whatever. Same thing for Lucas Johansson here. If the team holds on to them, so be it. And if not, we at least get somebody who's half decent. We'll also offer Kyle Capobianco. I thought he was an RFA. Well, we're going to offer him a bit bigger of a deal than we needed to, but that's okay. The big question is, do we go after Brandstrom for what he could turn into? Like, there's no denying, like, Giordano at his advanced age is still decent, but man, that Brandstrom deal is enticing. Patrice Bergeron is a free agent, as is that Matthew Tkachuk, though. My God. Scott was the CHL goalie of the year 2 years ago. And your point. Your point. Shall we look at the history of CHL goalie of the year? Let's do it, madman. Let's talk. You want to talk turkey? Let's talk. Let's see. CHL goalie of the year, Michael McNiven. How good is he? Carter Hart. How good is he? Philippe DeRozier. Jordan Cook. Patrick Bardasak. Michael Hauser. You got Kemper and Allen. Mike Murphy. Chet Pickard. Justin Pogge. Jeff Glass. For every Carey Price, Cam Ward, or Ray Emery, you got Cody Rutkowski. I rest my case. Don't argue it. You've already lost. So, I'm going to look at potential first. Obviously, Matthew Tkachuk is out there. It really would be Tkachuk or Brandstrom. Oh, I know. I come to play. When people try to play that game, don't play that game. I can play that game with the best of them. All right, in terms of projects here, Jesper Boqvist as an RFA. Same thing as with the defenseman. Try to get him for dirt cheap. Owen Tippett. Owen Tippett. 2 years at 135. If we could steal him away from the Panthers, that would be incredible. Is this Josh Williams? It is. Why the hell does Josh Williams still have that potential? He was on EA. I mean, I'll just try to sign him. The Sharks are after him, too. Alex Nylander. Honestly, I mean, I doubt there's no way he'll accept this, but screw it. Lowball Alex Nylander. He's not even an RFA. Son of a bitch. Ah, it sucks. We're going to miss out on Nylander. Honestly, I should stop being lazy and just hit one over. And we would have been fine. Zion Nybeck is also there, and he's unreal. Put our name into the hat for that. Kevin Fiala. Sorela's 25. Should test the low top sixes. I do want to. Problem is, most of them are terrible. Emil Bemstrom was just let go by Columbus. Well, he would be a guy to test now, wouldn't he? There you go. Ask and you shall receive. Tyler Benson as well, even though he's 24. Can look for him. Is that Elias Anderson as a low top six? It is. Oh, hey, we'll check out some low top sixes then. There you go. Nate Schnarr isn't god-awful. He is an RFA. Low top six RFA for that. No, thank you. Actually, no, it showed him as an RFA. He is a UFA. The expiry status was what I was looking at. It's my bad. Okay. We got 14 deals out. That brings up to 35 contracts. So, Matthew Tkachuk wants all the money. That would be 4 years worth of first rounders. I think we gotta wait to see what happens with old Matthew Tkachuk. And I don't have the appropriate picks to do that. And then in goal, or excuse me, on defense, if we look at the idea of Brandstrom, 5 years, pretty much straight sevens. We don't have the right amount. We can't really make the play for Brandstrom right now. I agree we could look to trade for their RFA rights. If there's a way to go, we'll see how expensive it is. Seeing as Portland is an NHL team. And the Pirates still in the HL. They're not. Where's UMaine ranked competitively? I mean, for the most part, they're typically decent, but really they are kind of behind the Massachusetts brethren. But UMaine had Paul Kariya. So UMaine is the best college of all time. What would it cost to get Brandstrom? It would cost a first, Jamie Alexiak and Carson Soucy. It would cost Grubauer and Wenberg, and that goalie Holden and Larson. Yeah, first rounder could be anything. It could even be Eric Brandstrom. Having to give up Alexiak and Soucy, though, it crushes our defensive depth. The idea is out there of, hey, you give up Grubauer and Wenberg, think about how much cap space you clear up. And that's true. Granted, we give up Grubauer, we lose a really good goalie on, honestly, a pretty good contract. Wenberg probably has the highest value he's ever had. Brandstrom will take up a lot of that cap, but not all of it. Like I said, I didn't want to immediately depart away from like the Francis idea, but certain moves have just kind of presented themselves. Wenberg's not bad. He had 51 points last year. But we know what his ceiling is. And next year, he's going to want to get paid. I like Grubauer a lot. I mean, he is a goalie with X Factor, with superstar abilities at least. I mean, X Factor abilities, yes. That's tough to turn down. That's tough to turn down, though. To get Brandstrom, knowing what he can turn into. This is the move that if we make it, it just rips the Band-Aid off of anything realistic about the Seattle team. But it also puts the idea back on track of saying, what the hell, Ron Francis? I'm going to do it. We're going to pick up Eric Brandstrom. And for that matter, what would Calgary want from Matthew Tkachuk? A first, Yanni Gordon Donskoy. Shane Wright, LOL. A first, Gord and Donskoy. Gord is 30. Donskoy is 30. Matthew Tkachuk is 24 years old. I mean, it certainly changes the window then to be Tkachuk. Basically, it's Shane Wright, Matthew Tkachuk's team. You still have Yamamoto and company around. And then defensively, it's Brandstrom and Kasparaitis' team. We got to do it. Again, these are AI offered deals, too. We got to do it. I mean, it's a 2024 first rounder, but we'll do it. And both major RFAs on the market now belong to us. And we have $37 million in cap space. Plenty of room to sign these guys. Absolutely plenty. We could go 3 years on Tkachuk to save us a good amount of money. I'm going to try that first before giving him the 7 years that he wants. There's a good chance. Yeah, we didn't sign Brady at the start, but we ended up with Matthew. Go figure. But I agree. A nice little bridge deal would be nice. 7,125 is theoretically the lowest that we could hand out. And of course, this would still leave us plenty of money to go out and do what we got to do. And honestly, I mean, a 5-year deal again for Brandstrom would be pretty nice. And again, theoretically, the lowest we could sign him for is about 6.6. No guarantees that they sign because we're in the free agent period. And then worst case, if somebody actually offer sheets them, I get more back than what I gave up to get them. It's literally, I mean, an amazing situation. Is there an age that locks in the potential? 25, 26. 26 is when it becomes official. 25 is pretty much when you know what the situation's going to be. So we will very much keep our eyes on other players in goal. That's kind of the question now, is what we look at. Tuukka Rask is out there. He no longer has, apparently, a locked-in ability. Marc-Andre Fleury does. I mean, Tuukka's 2 years younger than Flower. Guys, I'll leave it up to you. Who do we go after to be our new starter? I'll put a poll up in the chat. I don't really care who it is, one way or another.
Goodness of the biscuit.
Ski, thank you for the sub there, the resub. I do appreciate it. We'll leave it up to you guys. Tuukka or Flower. You might have to refresh the stream really quickly to get the poll to show up in chat. But I'll leave it up to you guys. I don't really care which one it is. And Flower is dominating this voting. Shout out to the 2 people who voted Tuukka so far. I love you. And then, yeah, defensively, we're in an interesting spot here, too. Let's kind of get a look at what this team looks like here. So, again, in goal, we'll try to have Fleury and Drieger. And then defensively, it's Larson, Brandstrom, Alexiak, Dunn. That's not bad. And then Susie could be a depth option. So, really, we need, like, 2 defenders. 1 or 2 good defenders. And we still have room for some good forwards as well. The X Factor's too good to pass up. I don't disagree. I mean, we are moving ourselves right into contention here. We will end that poll. It is official. We'll send an offer to one Marc-Andre Fleury. There's only one other team interested. It's the Buffalo Sabres. And to Marc-Andre Fleury, I will give you more money than I should. But we'll send that deal out to Marc-Andre Fleury, and God help him if he chooses Buffalo over us. From there, let's let the money settle, and we'll see what other big players we can go after. Because this has just kind of turned into a, hey, let's do this. We are going to have to sit through the fun parts really quickly of sending out offers to staff and scouts. So, yeah, I hope you're ready for that. But, I don't know. Turn it into an AMA to help pass the time. I don't fucking know, man. How's the line building this year? I mean, I haven't got to experiment around with it too much. I mean, we are still in, we just finished up our first season. I didn't really change the teams too much. So we got 8 spots, and there's only C-rated scouts out there. Juan. See what we can do here. Imagine picking Buffalo over Seattle. If anybody could turn around the Buffalo organization, it's Marc-Andre Fleury. He's just too good of a human being to not have it rub off on the rest of that organization and actually turn them around. Flower will bless. So for coaches. Oh boy, there's some competition here. How's gameplay? I haven't played that much, to be honest. Still haven't gotten to play that much. Oh, we're going to have trouble here because again, there's no button to quick max out the offer still. Thanks for not doing that yet, EA. Is there more? I can't tell you. No. In regards to NHL 22, no, you guys pretty much know. In regards to what might already be being talked about for 23, maybe I do know some things. But you won't get me to budge. People have tried. And again, the problem is I could be like, yeah, this is totally in the game next year, and you'd be like, you're fucking with us anyway. So, just like roster sharing. I went back and forth between like, hey, it's in, hey, it isn't. People are just like, oh, shit. You know, there's no way to tell. Do I play fantasy hockey? I used to. I can't keep up with it anymore. Comes off maybe slightly here. I get to say too busy, but very busy. 2 seconds for braided shin in the third. No, thank you. All right, here we go. It's time to start getting some reports back as we get some scouts signed for the Kraken. LeChance signed as the coach. All right, this is good. I don't want Philip to know. Come on. Come on. They're already working on 23. I mean, yeah. That's how game design works, man, for yearly games. It's, right around the time they're finishing up with one game, they're already thinking about what the next one's going to be. All right, Josh Williams signs. Zion Niebeck signs. Here we go. Barenka. Alex Nylander rejects. Emil Bemstrom signs. Owen Tippett signs, but he's an RFA, so we don't know yet. Same for Elias Anderson, Jesper Boqvist. Eric Brandstrom rejects. He wants more term. DiPietro signs. Benson signs. Johansson is an RFA. Mahura is an RFA. Ian Scott signs. Capobianco. Schnarr. Okay, so Brandstrom is going to play tough to get. But again, we're the ones that are in the position of power here. He has dropped down to now wanting 4 years instead of, I think maybe, there was some adjustment here. Yeah, because 5 years was that. I really would like to get him signed for 5 years, and I think eventually we can get him to crack 6.75. 5 years would still be great. And in terms of money left, $23 million. We gotta wait for Tkachuk and Brandstrom to sign before I can do anything else. Tkachuk rejects. Marc-Andre Fleury, welcome to Seattle. Chat, you got your wish. We definitely had to wait now because we got $16 million left, and most of it is going to go to Tkachuk and Brandstrom. Beautiful. So again, we will continue to work on getting these deals done. Trying to work out bridge deals essentially for both. Let's go 7.2 for Tkachuk. And we already have that other offer out for Brandstrom. So Boqvist will stay with New Jersey. Johansson will stay with Washington. Owen Tippett will stay with Florida. Mahora will stay with Anaheim. Anderson will stay with LA. No real surprises there. Brandstrom officially signs. And again, we get an offer for Shen. So the only thing we're waiting for, the only person we're waiting for now is Matthew Tkachuk. We have $17 million. $17 million. Who's still out there for free agents? All right, we still got some decent players out there. Mainly on the offensive side, but Patrice Bergeron. We got to go for Bergie. I'm not going to let Patrice Bergeron rot on the free agent list. Are you joking? I am going to wait, though. I'm going to wait until the Tkachuk deal goes through, in case I got to offer him more. Frankie Vetrano? Get the fuck out of here. Why the hell is Vetrano signed to $5 million? Jesus. There it is. Matthew Tkachuk also signs. Fantastic. This team has turned fast. We have $11 million in cap space. Let's double check here our priorities with this team. But this team is going to be something this upcoming season. We only have 28 players signed. So, goaltenders, it will be Chris Driedger and Marc-Andre Fleury. Defensively, it's Larson, Brandstrom, Alexiak, Dunn, Soucy, and then from there it's a bit shaky. We do need another defenseman. Unless we run Kasparaitis in the top 6 with Soucy, in which case we're good. So, I'm not afraid of running Kasparaitis there. Again, the reason why his value is so high, he's an X-Factor player straight out of the draft. With that quick pick zone ability, he is going to be a stud, even if he's not there yet. Forwards, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Again, we could use another forward or two. I do agree, if we can wait and save a little bit of money, we might be able to go 2 for 1. I mean, no denying, like Pavelski, Palat, Perron. They'd all be great pickups. Bergeron especially. Defensively, I mean, if Chara's price drops, we're going to be all over that. We'll take it day by day. Let's see the major signings that are out there right now. Aside, of course, from the ones that we've made. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. There are going to be a crap ton of signings. Phil Kessel to Dallas. I'm only going to call out the ones that interest me. Eric Gustafson to Ottawa. Ryan Murray to Toronto. We already know all the moves we made. Morgan Rielly went to Detroit, 7 years. Klingberg to Vegas. Goodrow to Detroit. Wow. Steve Yzerman adds Johnny Goodrow and Morgan Rielly, both to 7-year deals. Zibanejad to Minnesota. Florida adds Ekholm. Giroux stays in Philly. Philip Forsberg to Columbus. Gio went to St. Louis. Hampus Lindholm to Pittsburgh. Yandel to LA. Ryan Strome with the Rangers. Letty to New Jersey. Jack Campbell to Florida. Damn, man. There's some damn big moves there. Tuukka Rask went to Pittsburgh after we signed Marc-Andre Fleury. I wish we could trade. Send Fleury back. Justin Schultz to Arizona. That's a shame. Kevin Fiala to Minnesota still. He stays. Manson to Ottawa. Max Domi to Anaheim. Spezza to Winnipeg. Holtby to St. Louis. There we go. Some gigantic moves there for sure. All right. We'll pretty much take it day by day here. But, man, I kind of wish we signed Brady Tkachuk at the start. Think about what this would look like right now. Right? Think about what this would look like right now had we ended up with Brady Tkachuk. It's crazy. And again, hopefully I can get away with signing some of these guys without having to send them the most amount of money. That would be cool. Goalie coaches basically work the same. So let's sign this guy as the best goalie coach out there to the NHL goalie coach spot. I'm excited to see what this team looks like. I know we really altered the course, but so be it. Still no offers for the majority of the top guys. Risto is out there. Someone has a deal in for D'Angelo. Good luck. Sim not interested in signing. Oh boy, these fucking coaches. Come on, man. Pain in the ass. We did get the goalie coach at least. Oh boy. So Sim, you're gonna go to Buffalo, huh? Are you sure about that? Are you 100% sure? Did Nylander sign somewhere? I'm pretty sure I didn't see him on the list there. Yeah, he might still be available. You can go take a look. Kind of forgot he wasn't an RFA. Yeah, he's still there. Other teams are interested. I'm willing to overpay him a little bit to pick him up, even if it's just for the value. I am definitely getting antsy when it comes to Patrice Bergeron. Nylander signed immediately. Immediately, Alex Nylander signed here. He couldn't believe the chance. Bergeron's asking price is dropping. We can afford one more great player. We got to go for Bergie. As much as I'd love to get another addition on defense, man, if we go for Patrice Bergeron now, I know it could drop even further. I want to make sure we get him. As much as it'll pain my soul to see him in a different uniform. Patrice Bergeron, the best defensive centerman in the history of the National Hockey League. Welcome to Seattle. What the hell is this team, by the way, at this point? Like, seriously, what the hell? What the hell even is this team, dude? This has taken a turn, to say the least. Buffalo, can you stop going after all the coaches that I'm interested in? You're really causing me problems here. Oh my god, why? Just friggin' accept the deals. This is why. Could argue Datsuk. The best player doesn't leave to go back to Russia. Thank you. Again, why we couldn't get a, hey, here's the best offer button, I don't know. For people like me that can't take the time to play this as in-depth as it's designed to be played, because it's a sake of time thing, and it's not exciting streaming content to be like, I gotta sit here and interview this coach, guys, give me 3 minutes. Although you could argue it's more interesting than watching 1,000 coaches reject my offers because I don't offer them the max amount of money. the give and take, I suppose. The give and take. Please sign. Thank you. Anybody who doesn't sign at this point, I'm not even going to bother. And they all sign, which is good. I don't want Jordan Osterley. Thank you. So, we got $2 million left. Looks like Zdeno Chara is off the market. Top defenseman left is a douchebag, so we're not going to sign him. We will let our defense be what it is. A lot of those dominoes fell. We signed Patrice Bergeron. Everybody else started to figure it out. Everybody else. Marlowe went to Tampa, Pavelski to Calgary, Palat to Nashville, Perron to Anaheim, Riley Smith to Arizona, Kemper and Francois to Buffalo, Stashny to New Jersey, Joe Thornton back to Boston for 2 years. Oh my God. Jumbo went back to Boston for 2 years. Jeff Carter to Arizona. Ryan Donato back to Boston after he had a really good year with us. Zdeno Chara went to Buffalo. Getzlaf to Vancouver. Save them both, please. Save them both. New Jersey, Zadorov, Gaudette, Yarncrook. That's not bad. But yeah, that Patrice Bergeron signing kicked off everything. I wanted to bring Z in. I did. I would have gone for Chara next, but he disappeared. I needed his price to drop down. So he'll unfortunately have to rot away on Buffalo. Man, what the hell is this team going to look like to start this season? I can't wait. I cannot wait. What does Boston look like now? A lot of these teams are going to be interesting to look at. So in terms of contracts, it is official. I am going to sign Kasparaitis and immediately play him at the NHL level. Player development, what's that? We got games to win, baby. We got games to win. So it'll be Fleury and Driedger, which is phenomenal. Michael DiPietro will also be in the AHL, for God's sakes, with Scott and Skinner. We could move Driedger if we wanted to free up cap space. It is Brandstrom, who only got better since we acquired him. Larson, Alexiak, Dunn, Soucy. And we will call up Kasparaitis. Borgen can be the depth, or Capobianco can be the depth, excuse me. And then for forwards, Bergeron, Tkachuk, Schwartz, Eberle, Puljujarvi, Yamamoto, Femstrom, Nylander, Tanev, Lind, Geeky, Benson. I think we'll do Twarynski's also in the running. I'll have to take a look to see how good Carson Twarynski is. We're obviously going to need to sign a lot of AHLs as well. NHL 22 is out. It is. It is. Okay. So who happens to be out there for free agents? I'm not signing Tony DeAngelo. That's not happening. I'm not looking at that mug. We might as well sign Linus Nassen or Nason, whatever it may be, and give him a chance. Johansson is hot trash, but we'll still sign him. This guy as well. He's not that good, but we'll sign him. And then we got the big group of medium top sixes. Holy shit. Dude, there's 1,000 of them. God. Sorry, I'm just like overwhelmed at how many options there are. I mean, Chris is 24 and a 76. Kind of looking at the overalls here. Durzee's 23 and a 78. Leafs legend. We'll settle with that for the moment. And then for the forwards, again, there's going to be nobody great to sign. But is there any decent options for potential? Niederbach. Why not? Jan Pitlick. S-Mark. Free prospects, man. They're not the best in the world, but they can certainly help fill out an AHL level club. Sasha Mutala. Robinson. It's Dylan Robinson. I mean, he's not a high overall, but he's 20. Douglas. Curtis Douglas is the massive one. Yeah. 6'8". That's going to be nice. It's going to be a nice confidence booster. Why do people know your name? Because I'm tall as shit. Wow, that's a lot of medium 9s. I wasn't expecting that many. Okay. Holy hell, the list just keeps on going. All right. I wish I could add extra parameters. And it's Brandon. Is it Brandon or Braden Co? It is Brandon Co. Jack Dugan, formerly of Vegas. Brings up the 45 contracts. Matt Philippe. Won't sign you yet. German Rubtsov. 24. Ooh, Antoine Morant. Yes, please. This is ridiculous. How many dudes there are? Hey, it's Andre Altai Barmaki, and he's finally in. Finally don't have to create him. Liam Howell's available. Steenbergen. Alright, we'll hold off from there until we get more of the dudes signed. Let's see what we got. I mean, I imagine pretty much everyone's going to accept. No deal for Ben Sherratt, thank you. No deal for Ben Sherratt or Scott Mayfield, thank you. Okay, so what are we at now in terms of deals? We are at 47 contracts. Which means we do have room for 1 or 2 more dudes. So we'll look at another defense. Actually, I should double check if we need defensemen. So we're gonna actually have an X Factor. I can double check. I mean, if they're listed as an X Factor, it just means that they could have a superstar ability. Doesn't necessarily mean a zone ability. Alright, so goaltending, we're perfectly set. The defense, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we do need another defender. Or 2, you could argue. I'm sure in terms of forwards, we're good. So out of the medium top 6s then. On the defensive side of things, there's a lot of them again. Ben Gleason. 24 into 75 is hard to beat. Couple 24s and a 72. Krutel's a 68 at 20.
We have this feeling that we can't explain. Do this every day.
The 68 at 20 was pretty decent. Yeah. Let's go for it. We should be good. That'll bring us up to 49. Don't really want 50 contracts. Want to make sure we have some maneuverability. But that should be the team set. Apparently Adam Larson picked up an injury. So let's see what we got then. So Fleury Dreger, Brandstrom, Larson, Lexiak, Dunn, Susi, Capobianco, Kasparaitis. Could technically have Dursey as the depth defenseman instead. And for the forwards, we have our 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's a lot of guys we signed that could be in the running, though, to help fill out a spot on this team. Rubtsov shows up as someone who's worthy of a 4th-line spot. We'll take a look at the forwards that we have here first. Let's go best line. So the defense, that is a +2. Is that a +3? Holy shit, I can't tell. That is a +3. Dursey and Brandstrom. The problem is, I wasn't planning on playing Sean Dursey. But that might be too good to pass up. Which means Susie's the one that's going to have to sit. Kasparaitis, though. See, the problem is with that +3 though. I actually didn't. Yeah, the color combo is horrific. They need to darken that up. They've been told. Trust me. Actually, LeChance is the best coach that we could possibly have. I'm gonna need an AHL goalie coach. Paul, you want to try that again? Would you like to go with a properly structured sentence? I tried to read that, Endo. I tried, and I'm just like, am I tired? Or is, I don't know, maybe I'm making fun of someone whose English isn't their first language? I had a stroke reading that. I mean, Petey just comes out and says what I was thinking. Oh, goodness. All right. Let's see. Get back to the roster moves then. So, for the defense then, it's going to be really tough to find a way to play Kasparaitis. He cannot be on the third pair. He can't be. So then the problem becomes the DFDs. If we play him with Brandstrom, it works. I'd love to have that +3, but we can't do it to make sure that Kasparaitis can play. So I think we go with Kasparaitis and Brandstrom, which I love the looks of. Larson and Dunn, Susie and Alexiak. That works. And again, it does mean that Dursey is our depth defenseman, but that's okay. So again, it's a +3 with Dursey and Brandstrom, or we find a way to get Kasparaitis onto the team. We got to go with Kasparaitis. We have to. Danny, not yet. We actually did open quite a few packs earlier, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. So that's probably going to be our defense to start the year. I don't know if there's a way to get Susie out of there to go with Dursey, who has some potential. Doesn't look like it. So honestly, Dursey being the depth defenseman's a bit scary. For the forwards, it actually puts Shane Wright in as my second line center by default, which is awesome. The only guy that has a spot safe in that bottom six is Puljujarvi, and probably Tanev, because he's here forever. Paul, I'm sorry if you can't keep up, but considering literally I narrate everything that I do, if you can't keep up with it... Okay, here we go. Let's go Polk speed. I'm going to consider moving Alex Nylander to center. Let me hit the button. And let's see what happens when I move him to center. The line chemistry went down. What if I go back to Bemstrom? I moved pretty fast there. And I swap Bemstrom with Tanev. Or I could just get shit done. Or I could just get shit done. And we can actually make some progress here. Slower, please. I can't keep up, right? Anyway. God, what are we going to do? Geeky's a good fit for the fourth line. So is Tanev. Bemstrom and Nylander are great fits for the third line. We don't get chemistry, though. So again, those guys could be fourth liners. Benson and Tworinsky also fit the fourth line. Tanev needs to get sent. It's likely to happen. Thing is, again, Nylander and Bemstrom, playmaker, sniper, power forward, but they just don't have the line chem to really have that take off. They did not update Tanev's photo. It's the same thing. Danny, I've enjoyed it, man. I've enjoyed it, no doubt. Honestly, Benson, Tworinsky, I'm not really worried because we have the highest rated guys on the team. So, From there, Nylander, Bemstrom on that third line. Puljujarvi does not fit the third line at all. Eberle's okay. Gets a +2. Wright's really good for the top 6. Schwartz is good for the top 6. It's got to be Puljujarvi or Eberle on that third pair. And I think it's honestly got to be Eberle, which sucks, but that's probably the best fit for him. If he's not on the top line, he's got to be on the third line. We just have a lack of snipers. '65, 67. Wright has an ability for his face-offs, but he's got a 67 face-off rating. So I wonder how many face-offs he'll actually win. You know? Good for the second, better for the first, better for the second, better for the first, better for the second, better for the first. I mean, it doesn't give us much of a boost, if I'm honest, swapping Wright and Bergeron. Put Benson on the fourth line. We had the all, I mean, you're right, we'd have the all Oilers right-hand side. You're not wrong. Alright, that all stays at +2. God, they need to change that text in fast. That stays at +2. I think we're good, man. I think our top 6 is set. Tkachuk, Bergeron, Yamamoto. Which, what a spot for Kyler Yamamoto to be in. Jaden Schwartz will be with Shane Wright and Jesse Puljujarvi. Emil Bemstrom, Alex Nylander, Jordan Eberle, and then Tanev, Geeky, Lind. Only thing to check, of course, would be the face-offs, just to make sure everything's good. Again, Wright has weaker face-offs, but he also has an ability for the face-offs. And nobody really on that third line has good face-offs. But if we swap Bemstrom and Eberle, or Bemstrom and Nylander, excuse me, we actually get a +1, which is good. It could be glitched, but it could work. And then, obviously, Tanev, Geeky, and Lind. Geeky's the guy. That's not bad. That is not bad. This team has changed drastically heading into Season 2. It just kind of happened, and we're going to have fun with it. See how ridiculous of a squad we can make. But, God, Fleury in goal now, too. So, between Torinsky and Benson, we can send one, if not both, down to get them playing time. And I'm willing to do that because Alex True is a medium bottom 6, where the other guys have better potential. So Alex True can be our depth defenseman, right? Barely saw the player stats when buying free agent. I mean, we weren't looking at the stats though. Like if I'm looking at the stats, like for example, if I want to make an emphasis on the stats, I'll be like, oh cool, Matthew Tkachuk, 1 game played, 1 assist. What did he have last year? You know, it depends on what the emphasis is at the time for what we're looking at. Like, yeah, if something's irrelevant to what I'm focused on and what I'm trying to do, I'm not going to focus on it, you know? Which is why I always explain the train of thought of like, oh, hey, let's go look at the AHL. And who's better, Benson, this guy? You see. God, DiPietro was way too good to be in the AHL. And I feel bad for scratching Stuart Skinner. He was the Warrior. Good morning at 3 in the morning. I feel bad for scratching Stuart Skinner. He was the MVP of the playoffs last year at Bakersfield, but we have 3 fantastic goalies. It's the only way to put it. Whoops, didn't mean to go there. For the defense, Capabianco, Borgen, Chris Gleason, Nassim, Kluto. Is there anybody that I'd rather have in there? No, no, and no. What about on that left-hand side? We're good. I mean, I can optimize this to make the AHL team better. And that pretty much worked out immediately. We can get a +2 on either the top pairing for the third pairing, and we'll take it on the top pairing. So it'll be Capo Bianco, Gleason, Chris Nossen, Borg, and Krutel, which isn't that bad. Suffered 16 hours thanks to the vaccine. There, I did the same. It was great. Yeah, I just get to sleep. This is awesome. So Sveshkovsky, 20 and a medium 9. Bergeron, I'm not worried about at all. And then at center, we do have some guys, but Pitlick was a medium 9. You can just base it off of overall and be okay. I'm not really sure if I'm worried too much about line chem. Got a couple of power forwards. I got a Grinder and Torinsky. Guess I could try to optimize this a little bit. Like Nybeck definitely has to be on the second line. Moran's definitely a fourth liner. Niederbach's definitely on the second line. Rubtsov ideally should be on the second line. For some reason, that second line gets all the chemistry. Goodness. Utala's in the bottom 6. Williams in the bottom 6. Coe should be on the fourth line. Douglas should be on the fourth line. Thoughts on the Red Bull livery? Pretty good. Pretty solid. It's not my favorite thing I've ever seen, but it's pretty solid. Honestly, trying to optimize these forwards for chemistry just isn't going to happen. Literally, I'll see if I can just get away with basing it all on overall and not having too bad of a setup for the team. Nighthawk, take it easy, man. Catch you later. Tala. Niederbach. We'll move Matala down because Niederbach's younger. Never mind. I lied. Actually, I didn't. It's fine. Yeah. Dewwinkle. Good old Dewwinkle. How you doing, buddy? I really like things so far. I mean, so far, so good, but it's because I was really chomping at the bit after NHL ended kind of poorly for me last year. Really chomping at the bit to get down to business, so. Alright, cool. So yeah, the AHL is just full of younger guys trying to crack through the ceiling there, and this team has changed a ton. That is the best way to explain it. This team is almost unrecognizable. I mean, Patrice Bergeron shows up as our top player. It's incredible. We have a 92, 84, and a 91 for our ratings. And if you look at players with abilities now on the Kraken, you have Bergeron, you have Fleury, you have Kasperitis, who we just drafted, Matthew Tkachuk, and Shane Wright. This is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. McDavid must be hurt. Or they traded him. I don't know what the hell is going on with Connor McDavid in this game. Do they have him in the AHL and just they're not playing him in the preseason? It's got to be that. There's no way they dealt him. There's no way they dealt him. He's just got to be in the AHL. Yeah. So they're just not playing him in the preseason. Which is understandable. I wouldn't play Connor McDavid in the preseason either. You don't risk injury to that. No thanks. Yeah, I see like Patterson's on Abbotsford, for God's sakes, right? That said, there's two things to do here. Two things really quickly. Son of a bitch, he's in the AHL, isn't he? Turns out I would have been fine. No, Trevor Zegras actually didn't end up developing any abilities. That's surprising. I've seen him do it a couple of times. And it was asked about if we could see Matthew Tkachuk in his brand new uni. And there you go. Mouth guard and all. Matthew Tkachuk. Now a member. He looks like Pete Blackburn. Pete, congratulations on making it in, buddy. You did well. I'm proud of you. Oh, God. I got to burn my eyes now and look at Bergeron. God, he's so handsome. Even in video game form, he grew taller. Well. Oh, God. And really quickly, too. Timofey Kasparaitis might end up being the face of this organization. Do Winkle, thank you. Link Momsky's roll tough. Look at Timofey. Look at this guy. Gonna be a stud. A stud and a half. I can't wait to see it happen.